Hello. Mawana Kwaba Zaba, the Narrator Show with Esaaba Haizel. Nananaba Amofe. And then they're about to tranquil. Na on Chibia, Domogas Baba, for Sunday, Zayabakan Ibiana, Waka ye heater, into a betcha. And say, Mazumba Basisa, Ebada, our Brazuma, in a tiger unia, when you're not catching the day, and a bit on faith. She's on with the Narrator Show. But was said there about when you may unsure the pending in a rap. A man for pin and walk across the pity. They went to the hospital. So when 2 months, son, it went to one back. It's a careful pina. What is the character oxygen? You know. Now, so when young one now, what was someone on him? I want to water kidney. Once the campo auto, now shown to me on doing one. Until obey yet, no obey a one. There, onion at us a four. Na bibi as a core and a being binty. One drink by your wood there. When I make a pop, when I make a pop. Today we are going to talk about children, infidelity, whether childlessness, if you are a child-free couple, whether that actually affects our spouses. That is whether they make them to cheat. So we want to know. I have a relationship therapist on the line, and he's going to be our guest for today. St. John, you know him. He's been a guest on this show multiple times. Yes, we would bring him, and we're gonna really ask him. I want you to type a lot of questions for him. Yes, the music at the background is from Esaaba Haizel. Says alright. And then some people no receive, but everything is gonna be alright. When you make always it is going to be alright. Yeah, it is really gonna be alright. Yeah, and see the Nyamia say that when they answer one, so you take one number. One fat now, Ewa, Niana yet to he, or 1 arm in a yet to he, young fat, and I said, Ma, Yehovah, you know. But I'm winning us today, one hour. Oh, I suffered James Fee. But that was the papa, and there was a sour back. Oh, Papa Entibia, ever sign up foul. Yeah. And to be a blessing up from a wab back. It was a nan on a day, a woman called Fanny J. a drip. Intend to be a blessing up foul. But there was a say and nay wab back. About the can't me home. Mistress say, me guess St. John. Abba Anna, Nama fan on night, yet timid to me know. I should so in the media. Madam was a summer back. And no better says, I bear Mr. Wim no for. I lost 2 people, and I may meet in college with Swat. In the Preamble, I've lost 3 people. Yeah, auntie, I'm on my local crab, but when I may and now we're here, when I mean we're here, when I mean no yard in now, when I mean on no yard in now. Yeah, auntie, Nebesibia, Yadbamanyame. Yeah, I'm a 10 guest, St. John, Emma Naba. Yeah, and once you are here, you are on the Narrator Show with Esaaba Haizel. Nananaba Amofe. The music says everything is gonna be alright. Madam, when you know some of so bad, I know what downfall, what's happening, a good session comments and then oh awesome. I almost with your connect here for crowd. Yeah, St. John, why I like your hair.
Too wretched, but that.
Yeah, yes, yeah. Uba Narrator Show is what you feel. Yeah, and you are making a lot of waves on social media.
Thank you.
And I'm so proud of you. Yeah, today too, just give me 30 shirts. Make catch me catch mama me 30 shirts. Mama me 75. Some of them believe me. Into more than mama 30 shirts. Obaswa, no what target, what type of meeting go. Comment section, that will show you say, will tell your sister now of your friend say, you attacked. And so I'm running to the Narrator Show, and the back and fair with St. John. And then Rebecca was there's a milk cry St. John. And then
no problem, you better come.
Then Bama and Mamma Mona Muchiti. I am more and I'm Muchiti. Eh, we must start as a man yet dead. Then I must start as someone yet dead. I am Mamma, I am Mona Muchiti. And say, I walk and I'll be a bibia can I mean no. Now make come maybe say I'm my slow and come at the home move it out. And we must start to demonstrate and your crowd. It's a bonus in Abba. It's a bonus in Abba. Yo, and then never can want some. Please share onto your other platforms. Call people. Tell them that the Narrator Show is on with Esaaba Haizel, Nananaba and Warfare, with our own relationship therapist. Yeah, also on program media man, because this guy knows too much about marriage and settlement. No wonder saying our Rene is very solid. I have to come and get some tips from you. We are going to talk about Emmanuel James, the apostle. Yeah, that's it. We're going to talk about infidelity, which is cheating. And see, I'm really going to have a brief summary, like I always do. I'm going to give you a preamble, and then I'm going to just throw it for you. And see, we're going to have, I'm just going to give like 5 types of cheating. Types of cheating, we have opportunistic cheating. Like, say, opportunity. We only think cheating after at the end of me saying the different types of cheating. We will say cheating is not only in relationships, but we have different types of cheating. That's what I started with. We have opportunistic cheating. We have obligatory cheating. We have romantic infidelity. That is romantic cheating. And see, we are going to concentrate on romantic infidelity. And then we have conflicted romantic infidelity. And we have commemorative infidelity. So we have 5 types of infidelity. But we are going to actually concentrate today on romantic infidelity. That is romantic cheating. So what is actually cheating? So that what is cheating to begin with? Cheating is the act of being unfaithful. So I'm defining romantic cheating because we have just realized we have different types. So a romantic infidelity is the act of being unfaithful to a spouse or a partner. And then it typically means engaging in sexual or romantic relations with the person other than one's significant other. And so whoever you go and have an intimacy with and lay down with, go into that person apart from your partner, your spouse, or we're not going to limit ourselves to marriage. We are going to open up to relationship because I like St. John wants us to open it up to relationships. So like your fiance that the family know you are going to get married to. We have Grace Asantua Ajay. They said, okay, oh, thank you. And then somebody who has promised you, somebody you are planning a journey with. And then let's come to marriage. So when you have
any intercourse or relationship with another person apart from the one you are intimate with, that is cheating. No two ways about it. You can't go around it. So actually, we're going to look at, based on our topic today, I'm going to be brief fast. Based on our topic today, like does childlessness contribute to cheating? Childlessness contributes to cheating. Whether a cheat is a cheat, someone who is a cheat, he was born a cheat. Whether there is a child in the marriage or not, a cheat will remain a cheat. But let us even get to research and find out exactly what researchers are saying. And so I made a research, and in one study by culture and trans experts, we have this researcher by name Melissa Lavinge DeVille. When she surveyed 1,000 people and the age like from 18 to 49, when they were asked about their partner's infidelity, the outcome of that research came out that about 18% people, or 80% of those who took the survey, they said that they've been unfaithful in their marriages. 18, meaning people who are married, 18% said they have been unfaithful in their marriages with children. There are children in it, but 18 have been unfaithful. Let's look at childless marriages. Marriages with no children, 11%. 11, meaning that marriages without children, partners cheat less than marriages with children. But our topic today says, childlessness, is it a contributing factor to cheating? But the research by Melissa says couples who are married, they rather cheat more than couples who are childless. So does that mean that childlessness does not give us the guarantee to cheat? Because according to research, they even cheat less. So why do people with marriages with children, why do they cheat? Those who are parents, they find emotional fulfillment through social network connections such as Facebook. When the stress of marriage sets in, people go online looking for comfort. Then they end up cheating. But I think that could happen on both sides. The fact that you have children in your marriage doesn't mean that you should go out and cheat, because there will be another person without a child. Well, because we live abroad, when people are without children, normally their spouses don't bother them so much. But when we talk about where we come from natively as Ghanaians, when you don't have a child in your marriage, that can even become a trauma. So we can also argue that these people will also find emotional attachment on social media. So I really don't agree with this. Say parents actually go out and they cheat more. Those with children, I mean. So what are some explanations to why child-free couple, that is childless people, couple who don't have children? So in line with our topic for today, so why do these are some explanation of couples who don't have children? Why do these let me take it again. So what are some explanations for why child-free couples, that is marriages without children, why is it that they are less likely, yes, Good. That's exactly what I was trying to say. Why is it that they are less likely to be unfaithful? When we say less likely to be unfaithful, it means that the partners are faithful to each other. Why? Because according to research, no much changes in how they relate over time. They entered the marriage with no children, and over time, there is not a child, so they have themselves. The two of them are what they have. So they appreciate themselves and they keep that relationship to the latter. The second reason why couples without children, they are less likely to cheat is that there is more time for sex. They have a lot of time for themselves. No child here crying here, no babysitting here, no picking up a child after work, and they have a lot of time for sex. Third is that child-free couples have more time to spend together. Okay, so when we have knowledge of all this about child-free couples, they are even a better part when we talk of cheating, because the cheating aspect, according to research, is very low. So let us come to today and let us go to Ghana actually. Why is it that people who are married,
Sorry.
Awesome. You're good. Why is it that people who are married with no children in our Ghanaian societies, many of the time, the men go out there and cheat? And before I let you go, I'm gonna give the floor to you today. I've been going there and I just saw what Annie and Nim they was saying. Why is it that ni emma ewo Ghana no our real mono mumuna one the men especially it's menya bibi ejina so eko abonten kofa obi foforo. American researchers so say relationship or marriages without children cheating. However, may take you right to Ghana, Mokola right now. Omo worry omo wo here. Ube muna obema na feature say wo kwhwe say ono betimi a wona nkofo aka say wo ye bema. Eye no wonti na emema cheating and say ma cheating. Childlessness in relationships and marriage, is it a contributing factor to cheating?
Okay, thank you so much
You have the floor.
for giving me this opportunity and
You're
your
welcome.
time. Also, I greet viewers and listeners of this prominent show, The Narrator. Well, we all thank God for this beautiful evening. I think my name is St. John on Facebook, or you call me Kwejo. Thank you for the topic, and I think with the topic, childlessness do contribute to cheating. And to start everything, I would say that we have to be rational human beings. With me, that is what I say all the time. When you are in a relationship, it's not about you, it's about the two of you. So you have to be a rational human being all the time. Okay, when it comes to cheating, it's the act of what? Dishonesty. Dishonesty. And when we go to Ghana, you see, the mindset of our people over there is different. Why do I say the mindset? Because if you don't have a child, you realize that family will be putting pressure on both parties. When that happens, that is what that sometimes do force some people to go and do that. But when it comes to cheating, I won't only say that it's only men that cheat, because most of the time, sometimes if there is a situation, there's a problem that a couple is not having a baby, you can't conclude and say that it's the woman. Sometimes it can be the fault of the guy too. So it's not always like that. But the issue is, as married couples, it's about the two of you understanding each other, knowing what direction you go in, knowing what you want for yourself. Okay, most situations, as I just said earlier on, are being influenced by the family. Some people cheat because of family. Some people cheat because of friends. Some people even do that because of peer pressure and stuff like that. When I say family, that is when the family will be popping their nose into the marriage and the relationship and saying, oh, you guys have been married for a very long time. You guys need to have a baby or whatever. But maybe sometimes they don't know what is going on between the two of you. And sometimes too, it's not everything that you can just go out there and be telling people. Because there can even be health issues that is preventing you guys from having maybe a child. Or there can even be other problems. So when it comes to cheating, I won't purposely say, but like in Ghana, because of the pressures around, that is why maybe most of the men go out and cheat. And with this mentality, those things pushes people to go do those things. And even sometimes, I won't say just the men, the women. Sometimes the women can be advised, oh, problem, no, or partner, no. And they've been doing those things a lot. So it's all about understanding. And I will say there are so many things that really contribute to cheating. There are so many things that contribute to that. I will say the family and also friends. Okay. Some people even cheat just for the purpose that, oh, their friends do have side chicks. So they think it's normal. They also have to do that because such people are followers.
Even when they have children.
Because, oh, their friends are doing it. Kwejo or side chick, Kwejo or we. There's nothing wrong for me to do it. And you see, when it comes to our community, especially in Ghana, there are some things that sometimes.
One second. Let me take my time and mention this name. You have to pause. It's a difficult name. Is it
no.
Sergio, do you see it? It's something. Okay, I think it is hey, Jodashi. I'm sorry, Papa.
Okay.
But Joe, watching. I wanted to mention your name well. It's an honor to mention somebody's name properly.
So you see, with our community, sometimes it's not about you, but because we want to satisfy some people, it can lead people to cheat.
But when you were taking your vows, okay, this is a complicated something because God says, "Come onto the earth and multiply." Yes, we know, but it is also not everybody who was born into the world to have children. Just like it's not even everybody who was born to get married. Yeah, but there are people who are better off single than being married. There are people who are better off not parents than having children. Because even when they have the children, they won't even know how to take it. They're even going to let these kids become vagabond. It's better you didn't even have the children. And there are people who are yearning to have children because they have that tender, caring attitude, but they don't even have it. But when you were taking your vows, you took these vows only with your wife. There was no child with the vow. So you said, in sickness and in earth, for better, for worse, so death do you pass. So right now, when it comes that the woman is unable to have children, and it's the situation if I take it to Mokola right now, let's go to Mokola. Let's live in the United States. The problem is always with the woman, according to marriage. The woman is the only one who has problem. But many of the time, the men have the problem. They will not follow the women to the doctor. The women go, the doctor say everything is okay, bring your husband. The man will blatantly and confidently tell the wife, say, there is nothing wrong with me. Go and cure yourself. You are the one who can't get pregnant. For all you know, it is even the man's problem. And then you go about cheating because you want to prove your manhood, because you want to go ahead and have a child to prove to your family and the world that it is your wife who can, you see, the betrayal. It is your wife who can have the children, that you want to prove that you are a man. At the end of the day, and at the end of the story, the problem might even be coming from you, the man. But there is this perception about Ghanaian men that infertility, they don't have problem. They think it's always with the men, with the women. So they will be the people to always go out. I'm asking this question. All this I'm saying, I'm building a story. So, childlessness. When you don't have a child, you didn't have a child when you're taking vows. So when you stay with your partner for years and you don't have a child, childlessness, is that supposed to bring children? Must you cheat because there are no children in the family?
No, I personally would say no, but you see, we are all different individuals. And like sometimes I do say, people get into marriages with different views, different ideas. Some people just get into marriages maybe just to have kids. That's it. And you realize that maybe after having the kids, they can separate or things will come up and you realize that that relationship can be successful or anything. So it depends on the motive behind the people getting married. And you see, with the vows, and people don't believe in those vows anymore, and people don't follow those vows anymore. It's like it's an act. You just go to the church and you go through the process and just take your woman home. That has been the mentality of some people, and that has been the way some people see marriages or whatever. Because as Reverend Moses will tell you, when couples comes to you as a pastor, like them as pastors, to tell them, oh, they want to get married, they're just coming in there to tell them the date that they have in mind for the marriage, but it's not about
without
it's
counseling or
their mentality is
anything.
not about they coming for counseling, and even to the extent that sometimes they can say that, oh, the number of months for counseling is too much. You see, our mindset in terms of marriages is different, and what sometimes bothers me is when us or with the community, we are pick and choose. We always pick what we think is in our favor. And we are in the era that in terms of right now, people even don't do those background checks and everything, and they just get into marriages because maybe they've met someone, they think, oh, the person have got big boobs, like those physical features, so they just jump onto the person and maybe things doesn't work. But you see, I would say it depends on the individual and sometimes the maturity of the person. And sometimes too, the pressure coming from the external pressures coming to you guys, if you allow that to have an impact on you, it can also lead to cheating. That is what I'm saying. Sometimes the women can even also have that same pressure, and they will also go elsewhere, just going to see, oh, maybe if the problem is from them or is from the man. And these things happens. It happens a lot. But I just don't want to concentrate on that. Why? Because it's about time that we have a total change of mindset and understand some things and work things together. Because there are some of the situations, if the couples can work it together and know what to do at the right time, they won't have any problem. Because I know of a couple that, okay, I know of a guy, he was a friend. He was with a lady and they had issues. And you see, with this mentality of Ghanaian type of marriages, and stuff like that. So when they went to the hospital to check and everything, they realized that, okay, the man was having some issues, but the man would need to buy some medications to improve things. Those days, the man's job wasn't that good, and the woman was.
You don't bring the money and you don't do the thing in bed. You are dead.
The woman was the one that was having enough money to support the guy. The woman said, "No, I'm not supporting you too." But at the end of the day, you want the baby too. So what happened? They separated. This guy got married to a different person, and as I talk to you, they have 3 kids. The other lady is there.
You see?
And people are playing her. Without it. So you see, when you are in situations like that, cheating doesn't solve the problem. It's all about the two of you coming up with a plan, deciding on what to do, and you do it. But when it comes to cheating, there are so many forms of cheating. There are so many ways or so many things that makes people cheat. I've said a couple of them. Some people cheat because their friends are doing it. So that is.
So it's not about they want to prove that they are men because their wives cannot have children. So they want to have. They are trying to really get somebody pregnant. That is not. But just because they want to have
let me tell you, there are some people.
Let's welcome Nana Mensa, a Mansa actually, and then Joe, and let's welcome Fredia, and let's welcome Abina Konedu, and let's welcome Eni Enim, and let's welcome Grace Santoa, and let's welcome Sophigency Emmanuel Apostle. Thank you for sharing, and all of you, when you come on, please share the video because I just need 30 shares because I trust you. When I say 30, you give me 75. But let it be 80 today. Okay. God bless you.
And also,
you.
we should
Please
understand
continue.
that there are some people, it doesn't matter what you do to them. You can give them anything that they need from you. They will cheat. Some people is
why?
You see, some people are maybe addicted, sex addicts. Such people, even if you're a woman, or it can be a lady or a guy, if you deprive them of sex, they will go elsewhere.
Even when they are married, Evelyn, Pupoku, thanks for coming. Even when they are married,
it doesn't matter what.
But in our Ghanaian society, we frown upon women who are married and cheating. Men are able to find their way out. They will say you are a man, you can marry, but when a woman does it, it's a big deal. That is why I was asking, even when the woman is married.
That is how our community sees it. And let's say our grandfathers and stuff like that, they were able to marry maybe 3 wives and stuff like that. And the community accepted that. There was no woman that was getting married to maybe 3 or 4 people. But I think in India and some other countries, the women can even get married to 2.
Bell or say Bonsu.
The women can even
please continue.
Get married to different guys, and it's not. So
yes,
it depends on the culture. Our culture, the Ghanaian culture, thinks it's normal for a man to have multiple wives. That is why they don't see anything wrong with cheating. So they think, oh, cheating is normal. It's normal. And sometimes I will even say some of the women too are contributing factor to that. Some of the women sometimes say, oh, Bema, the way in the day, I'll be cheating. Let me tell you, immediately your husband hears you say that, you've given your husband the license to go cheat.
But the fact that I said that doesn't mean you should go and cheat.
You don't even have to say it. You don't even have to say it. Because
but some men, no matter what you do to them,
that is what I'm saying. There are some people, that is how they are. You can't change that behavior.
You see the research by Melissa, couples who have children are 18% likely to cheat compared to 11% of childless couples. Why is it that you have your husband, you have your wife, you have children, the gift God gave you in the marriage? Why are you still cheating? Mike, listen, thank you for coming.
Esaaba, that is why I told you that.
Yes.
Everybody have a different motive to get into marriage. What do you think, like having kids might be important to someone. With somebody, having kids will not be important. Somebody maybe just the sex. Getting married to that person and having sex with that person, that is what that person needs. Some people even get married because of food. Because like some of the men, so that when, by the time they come home, there'll be food on the table. You see, the reasons why people get married sometimes affects their behavior and their way of doing things. So having kids doesn't guarantee you that your family will.
George, day to two, thank you for joining. Please share the video. It might help other people. Let us learn from St. John, so the expert. Please go on.
It depends on the individual. And also, if you are a person that maybe your partner is cheating on you, ask yourself, what am I doing wrong that is making my man go out there?
Oh, I was going to let you to land because I didn't know the dimension you were taking this, but since you are passionate enough to conclude, say, what is making my man cheat?
Okay.
Let me pause you right there. Some men, no matter what you do for them, they will still go out there. I could have left you alone to continue. But the fact that you are passionate.
Listen, that means you are not satisfying their needs. Let me tell you. Sometimes some people will say,
what kind of satisfaction are you talking about?
Every individual has something that maybe makes him or her happy. That is why, as married couples, you need to identify some of the needs, even if you will not know all. Identify some of the needs. And most of the time, it's important that couples will be friends. Couples, if you are married to someone, you need to be friends so that you can discuss some things. If you are not friends, and it's more or less like a subject, a master and a subject, let me tell you, it's not going to work. If you're in a relationship whereby you guys don't communicate, even about your sex life, let me tell you, you might think you're giving somebody sex, so you're doing your best. But maybe whatever you're doing, it's not what the person wants. Maybe you've been cooking.
So why don't you that is the problem. When Ghanaian woman goes out of her way to be sexually attractive to the husband, sexually great in bed, like awesome. Do you know what these men think about you?
No, you see,
you are a slut.
That is why I will say.
No. Can you let me what I'm trying to say?
Like that person is not a mature person. If that is what it's your need, if that's what you need, and your partner is doing that for you, why should you say that your wife is a slut? You see, such people are not matured. You want to have a good marriage, everything that comes with marriage, you want to enjoy it. If you really want to enjoy it, then if your wife is being a prostitute at home, if your wife is being a prostitute in the room. If she is not on the road selling herself, you should be very happy because she is making everything possible for you to feel happy.
You talk like this because you have stayed in the United States for so long. You are now representing the average Ghanaian guy at Mokola. I beg you.
Listen,
you are not.
That's what I'm saying. It depends on.
Newton,
so
thank you for joining us.
There are no guys in Ghana like that. There are guys in Ghana like that. Whatever I'm saying right now, there are guys in Ghana like that.
Oh, you do you mean that they will not tell you, the lady, that, oh, you are great on bed, you are doing well? Oh, they will tell you. But as soon as they leave, they will go and tell their friends that you are lost.
As partners.
Just because you did what he asked you to do.
As partners.
Haven't you heard of what I'm talking about? No, answer my question. Have you not heard of what?
As a human being, let me tell you one thing that, okay, let's say 2022, it should be part of every human being. Don't think of what people will say behind you. At the end of the day, you don't hear that. It always
maybe it's for your
on what is.
Hold on 1 second. Let us read from Nana Kwame Nsia, one of my faithful followers. It's not always true that no matter what you do, we will cheat. Men, who are the we? You see, men have problems. You have to generalize your comments. You are not saying, I with the question on the comments on already. I say it's not always true that no matter what you do, we will cheat on you. Marriage is not complete till it's a lot. Let me open it up. Marriage is not complete. Okay, hold on. Marriage is not complete till you add relationship. Okay, we understand the point. So when you are a married couple, you also have to have a relationship together, which means that you do that a lot together. Oh, we are not saying you don't have sex or you don't go into each other. We are saying that when the women go out of their ways to respond to their men, and then we are all trying to talk about what will prevent cheating. That is what has brought us here. So it is part of the discussion. When you are doing everything possible to please your men in bed, we know Ghanaian men have that. Since you have said we women and you have singled it out, I'm going to single it back to you. Ghanaian men have that tendency of saying, they will say you. No, but haven't you heard of it before? No, answer the question. Haven't you heard of this before?
But that doesn't mean the reality. That has been the message around.
I just stop that.
Message around all the time. But I know some men will do that fine. Some men will do that, but that doesn't mean everybody in Ghana is like that. And it's not all men that see marriages like that. And let me tell you something, like the way you were talking, you were saying, oh, you're doing everything to satisfy. Let me tell you, sometimes.
Mabina, thank you. Doreen Nocho. Oh, Minister Doreen Nocho. We salute.
Think whatever you're doing is the best until you start asking questions. If you don't ask questions, you will never know where you're going wrong. That is what I'm saying. As couples, you need to be friends. It should be that relationship or that marriage whereby you guys can talk about everything. But there are some homes, there are some topics they can't talk about. So sometimes you might think you're doing your best, but at the end of the day, that is not what is satisfying your partner.
And so is that what gives your partner?
That maybe you might think sex is what they need. Some people, they just need peace of mind. Sex is an addition.
Yes.
So sometimes what you might think is what they need, that is not what they need. And you see, we all, even the men also sometimes we don't identify the needs of our partners. The issue is marriage is a business, like the way the businesses do marketing and everything, they advertise and everything. When you are in a marriage or in a relationship, it's a business. Take it as a business. You dare to satisfy your partner. So understand your partner very well, know their needs, and provide whatever they want. And also be there, be a problem solver. Whatever it's not making them happy, try and provide a solution to that problem. So sometimes you see, when you say you're doing everything, that is an individualistic thinking. You think, oh, that is what a man needs. And sometimes we don't have to generalize everything because we are different individuals. And let's say if somebody...
Ellen, thank you for coming. Okay, so it means that you see, I was trying for us to make this an open conversation, but since you and Nancy are letting me feel like everything you want to mention, you don't have to let the men feel like this. You don't have to. So
let me tell you, I'm not that type. And whatever I'm saying here, I'm not saying you should let a woman do or that. No. The issue is men can behave that way and women can behave that way. But majority of the men maybe behaves that way. So if they behave that way, have you sat down and asked yourself, what is going on? And sometimes don't use your imaginations, because sometimes people assume. What you might assume might not be the right thing. That is why you need to ask questions. You need to have discussions. But you see, with our community, marriages are something that is like, there are some marriages, women can't talk, this can't do this, this can't do this. Those restrictive type of marriages and relationships, I don't think it's helping. That is why a whole lot of people are cheating. And sometimes don't think, oh, sex is what is going to make your man happy. There are some men, sex will make them happy. And there are some men, they don't need sex, because they see sex as an addition to the marriage.
Okay. Oh, okay. So you are opening a different dimension of this conversation. So the fact that you might give your partner any style he asks you to give, you are good, whatever. Maybe you are lucky, he will not call you a sport girl or slut girl. He appreciates it. The fact that you do all those, it doesn't necessarily mean that is what will keep the men. For some men, it's not about sex. Some men, they just want a piece of mind.
It depends on the individual. Let me tell you, there are some men, if you think you're going to use sex as a tool against them, they don't see it as anything. Why? Some people don't value sex. Like the way they have sex addicts, it's not everybody that's a sex addict. Some people see sex in a marriage as an addiction, as a benefit.
Let's read from Nanesia one more time, and then we continue. Nanesia, thank you for your contribution. If you have friendships in your marriage, it helps a lot of your in your relationship. You two, let me open it. Okay, you two should be able to talk about anything. Yes, the person is your friend. You should be able to talk about anything. Your guest is speaking his mind. Matthias, and I said, open conversation. But you and my guest, you are always throwing it against the women. That is why I'm saying make it open. He's supporting you. He said your guest is speaking his mind.
That is something I will never do, because as I said earlier, listen.
Yeah, I know
whatever that they do to me that I don't like, I don't want to do it to another person. That is what I say.
All right, so let me finish Nana's comment, and then you pick up on that and you continue. We still have time. Yes, we still have time. Nanesia continues. It says sometimes you're thinking what you're doing should be satisfying me could be wrong. But if we have an open conversation, then we can understand each other. Great contribution, great comments. Mipacho, what
Yeah,
do you say
it's
about
true.
what Nana just said? I before you go on, I thought when you took your vows, the two shall be one. So what, don't I have the right to
No,
think what you are thinking?
like the way the tree adage or proverb goes, nipa chinga boyfriend ya pay mwashe. There are so many things that contribute to what people are thinking about. In marriage, or in anything, never assume for any individual. Never assume, oh, this is what the person will like, or this is what this. Never assume. Because assumptions are always not right. You might assume wrongly. So it's better you talk to the person and ask questions. That is what I would say. Any relationship that is lacking conversation, and it's like people doing things try and error. No, this is not Christmas try and error balloons that we're trying. And let me tell you, some of us are into marriages like try and error. We're trying things as, oh, let me try this, maybe this will work. Let me try this will work. One painful thing is these days we don't learn about marriages. We are not being trained about marriages. Our parents don't talk to us about marriages and those things. So we just get ourselves involved with someone and we get, oh, I love you, then we get married. But that shouldn't be the case. People even say, bye-bye.
Like Osofo Moses said, before they come to you,
yes,
they already set their dates. So what are you going to the man of God for?
So,
you already set
see,
your date.
That is where the world is right now. And as I said earlier on, we always pick and choose. We don't go through those days that families will try to research about the other families and stuff like that, start asking questions to know things about the other family. You see, these days it's not like that. And we think everything is a rush. And sometimes because of peer pressure, because of pressure from the family, you guys have to, you got to get married, So people put their heads into places that they're not supposed to. People get involved into marriages that they're not supposed to because they never took their time. Sometimes your family members will say, oh, this person is not rich. So we don't want this type of people. We want this type of people in the family. You see, all those things, those tribal issues and all those type of things. And sometimes, let me tell you, some people can get married to rich people. At the end of the day, every evening, their men are out there and they'll be crying. Somebody will also get married. Someone that they will start life together, they will build their life together with better planning. They can get out there and their marriage will be smooth.
Yes.
When it comes to marriage or relation or whatever, once two people meet, it's all about planning. It's all about letting things out, making your partner know, okay, this is the direction we're going. This is what we're doing. How can we achieve it? You see, you need to have a plan. Then you work towards the plan. But we are the type of people, we don't have any plan because we are individual people with individual motives and mind. And because we think individually, and especially maybe me, the guy, oh, I want this for my family. The woman also want this for their family. All those things bring problems. But if you guys can sit down and come up with a plan, okay, we're doing this time, we're doing this time. By the time you realize each party will be happy. But sometimes pressures from outside, oh, because this person is doing it or this one is doing this, then you see pressures from outside will be too much on them and it can lead somebody to cheat. Let me tell you, when people are frustrated at home, when they come home and always there's problems, there's fight, it's also a ticket for some people to go cheat.
Let me thank our viewers. We have 60 shares. Thank you. I asked for 30. You doubled it. Awesome. Please continue. Please share the video tag your friend, tell them the Narrator Show is on with Esaaba Haizel and Anaba Nwofe, and our all-time marriage therapist, St. John, New Jersey, United States of America.
So
please,
there are
you
so
have the
many
floor.
things that lead to people cheating, and I would say every couple, whether boyfriend, girlfriend, once you guys are together, please understand each other. Be a problem solver in your marriage or relationship. Have discussions. Because I'm not saying cheating and stuff like that, but let me tell you, if you guys understand yourself, each other, cheating will reduce. And also, don't let us take that mentality or the mindset of the olden people. Well, with them, they think it's okay to marry multiple wives. But maybe these days, it's not like that with us. And the issue is, when you meet someone, especially the ladies, when you meet someone, do ask them if they have that mind of getting married too.
Yes, so you know what the relationship is going to. Nana Frimpong, thanks for joining. Please share the video.
Questions. But if you don't ask that, maybe that man is somebody that wants to have multiple wives, and you don't ask the question. And that's that.
Oh, David, hold on, David, now. I said, man, I will come. How can you ask somebody when you marry me, will you marry another wife?
Let me tell you. Yes,
does that even make sense?
Let me tell you this.
How would you even think he's going to marry someone else?
This is why we're having problems in our marriages. I'm telling you, when you guys are dating, you should have a moment whereby it will be questions and answers. And I've been saying this all the time. Anytime I do programs, when you guys are starting up in every relationship, let me tell you, because you are curious to know some things about your partner. Don't keep your mouth shut. That is why people are not being satisfied.
Yeah, for me, the very first thing I will ask you is, what do you expect in this relationship? What kind of relationship? Do you want us to be just friends? Do you want us to build it in the future? I want to know. But there again, go Ghanaian men. I'm sorry, this time I have to bluntly say it. When you ask them, hey, Nana say I mean, can't say me start a relationship or bisa me say, they feel like you are begging them to marry them or you are asking them about marriage. But no, there are questions you need to ask. What do you expect? Where is this marriage leading to? Do you want a long-term relationship or you just want a short-term? You have to know. But they don't ask all these things. The men don't know. They think they will just wanted a flank. Maybe something happens, marriage comes in. The man does not love this girl. And then he's going about opening up his mind.
What you just, if the men don't like
yes,
it, and that is what you want, because you need an answer to that to help you make a decision. That means maybe that is part of your criteria to get into a marriage or into a relationship with someone. And that is one of the important things you want to know. There's nothing wrong. You ask those questions. Let me tell you, you are not there to satisfy just the person. You also have some needs, and that is your need. So you need to ask that person. That is why I keep on saying, don't assume. Don't think, oh, things will be okay. If you don't understand something, ask a question. That is our mistake. We just keep quiet all the time. Oh, keep quiet, keep quiet. Then at the end of the day, it piles up. And let me tell you, the more you keep quiet about things and it keeps piling up on your mind, you start thinking, you start fighting with yourself. It breeds something that is not good for the marriage or something that is not good for the relationship. Never keep quiet. If you are not meeting your partner, you guys are dating, please don't keep quiet. It's better you let out everything. Ask all the questions.
But 1 second though, you know,
Esaaba, Listen, you are the one getting into the marriage.
You talk from a perspective of somebody who has stayed in the United States. When you ask a lot of questions, when you ask a Ghanaian guy a lot of questions,
It means that person is not ready. So why are you getting yourself involved with that person? You see, we need to teach our people back home to know distance before they get themselves into a situation whereby it will turn out to be something else. The young girls and the young guys coming up right now, you know what you need. Please, I'm telling you this. Ask questions. If because of your questions, that person is going to leave, meaning that person is not ready for you. Don't waste your time on such a person. To be frank with you, anybody you meet, if they are not happy with your questions, that means that person can't satisfy you. Because your question is a need. It's answering a problem. It's answering something that is bothering your mind. So if they are not ready to answer those questions, let me tell you, it's a red flag. They are there for maybe their personal interest. Maybe like some of the guys, they are there just for you because they saw your body, you've got all the shape and stuff like that. Don't waste your time with such a person. Ask questions. That is something I will tell you. Because even you, the lady, when you get yourself into a relationship or marriage like that.
Fifi Aaron, thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us. Nana Frimpong, thank you for joining us. Nana Insia, Kwame Insia says, never assume perfect. And he gave you the thumb up. Thank you. Please continue. Thank you for
coming on. Satisfy yourself as well. And because we don't ask those questions, you'll be putting pressure on your mind. And at the end of the day, that can even let you, the lady, go cheat. Because you realize that you're not being satisfied at home. And those are some of the reasons that makes people go cheat. So whatever that is bothering you, whatever that you need to know from that person, listen, you are not making that person a favor. Getting into a relationship is not about favor. So if the guy says, oh, you asking too much questions, you are not favoring him. You are satisfying yourself too. Then you satisfy him as well. He has a motive. That's why maybe he wants you. So if you can answer those questions, why are you wasting your time with such a person? I will tell you point blank. It's a red flag. Don't waste your time with such a guy.
I think the society is such that, okay, Nana, let me read in the question and answer. Ask questions, so
you see?
Ask questions, so if he or she can't answer, then you will understand the kind of relationship you are getting yourself. Let me see. Yes, Nana. Thank you so much. Okay, Obu and Moana also say, Obia so worry. And the Biana and now the relationship, Sunny Asha say, where expectations to say, oh, if say, our concern, our number, and I say, and Puna concern. Give me a mission and say, now be enough, mission, and be no worrisome. And they go, so maybe one of the friends will come and tell her. So now she will shut up. Because the mother is pushing her to get married. The younger sister is married with children. She has never been married. So she said, shut up. And then she got into the marriage. And she's not happy. Those people who are pushing you to get married, they are not in the marriage with you. Marriage or relationship, it's something you are going to be with the person. You are bumping, especially marriage. You are bumping into this man every single day. You are eating this woman's food. You are sleeping. You pass through the kitchen issues there. You go to the restroom there. You are bumping it. Imagine you have problem with this person. Imagine the stress you are putting on your mind. You see him and your heart skips and it jumps. Because he comes out of the kitchen, you want to run to the patio, and then he comes to the patio, you want to run. Imagine the stress. Imagine the stress.
Yep.
All because society is putting a lot of pressure on people to marry. You end up marrying somebody whom you don't even love. And that is when the cheating sets in.
Who are you there to satisfy?
Go on.
Are you there to satisfy yourself or society? Are you there to satisfy yourself or
For me.
Okay.
For me.
Okay.
And nobody is above me.
Whoever is listening, your parents are not getting into those relationships or marriages with you. You are not there to satisfy your parents. You are not there to satisfy your friends. You put yourself there to satisfy yourself. You see, it's about time that we have a total change of mindset and build some observers to take care of those pressures that comes from our families, that comes from our parents. Sometimes you need to tell them, your life is your life, but we should understand something. It doesn't matter to our parents. We will forever and ever be their kids. But we should understand that they don't monitor or they don't control every steps of our life. At the end of the day, if things goes on well with us, it's our decisions that we take that makes us get where we are or where we want to be, because they can't take those decisions for us. It's the same way like going to school. Your parents can't come to the exams room to come write the exams for you. You have to learn and write it for yourself. It is not your parents that are getting into that marriage. It's not those friends that are getting into that marriage. It is you. Think about you. So if you think where you're going, it's not going to help you. Please, don't put yourself there to satisfy your mom. Don't put yourself there to satisfy those friends. Or don't put yourself there to satisfy society. You see, sometimes those things happen in Ghana because of maybe situations at home. Let's say the house is even crowded and they wish that somebody will marry you and it will be less pressure at home. Yeah.
What?
No, some families it happens. They push their kids. Don't say, especially the ladies. They tell the ladies because I just don't want to go personal. Because I have some family members that tells me that about their kids, and I shut them down. And because of that, those things they don't discuss around me anymore. Oh, Anna, and I when you so might be not worrying, and that ask say, or pet might be not worrying, and now at the end of the day, open the paper and when I will pay. No, I could not say, won't I worry? Allow her to take her time. To take her time and do what is right. The issue is, it's about time we educate our parents too as well. It's about time we educate the young ones coming up. Don't let anybody push you into a situation that you don't want to. Don't let anybody force you into a relationship. All that I'm saying is, ask questions. You know what you want. You know what you need. So start asking questions. If that partner or that person can solve those or can provide answers to those questions, don't waste your time, especially if you are not starting. But if you are in the relationship already, then there's something we call adapting and adjusting. You have to start adjusting and adapting to some things. And make sure your partner is a friend. I can see you wanted to say something. Yeah. You see, there are some things that we need to start now. let those coming, getting into marriages know. Don't let anybody force you to do what you don't want. Because if you let them force you, that is when we're going to witness high cheating and stuff like that. People cheat as a revenge because maybe their partners has done something to them, so they want to revenge. What makes a revenge?
Can you explain?
Okay.
Can you explain? Why do you revenge on somebody by being dishonest to the person? Why don't you talk and you apologize?
Okay. I will say let go. Places whereby there's no communications, sometimes people use cheat as a tool to tell their partner something. Like the way you said, some men who maybe when the ladies does some things, maybe to let them feel at home and feel, then they will say, oh, they are prostitutes, they behave like prostitutes and stuff like that. Let me tell you, there's somebody out there that is also sometimes in a marriage or a relationship whereby the partner doesn't do that. If you are not lucky and that person meets your wife, that person will take your wife. The issue is, whatever your partner needs, if you can help your partner achieve that, help your partner to achieve that, provide a solution. If that is what your partner needs, just do that. We don't communicate. To be frank with you, we don't communicate. And whenever we're going to communicate, then it means it's an argument. That is what we call communicating. Yeah.
We think it's an argument. Yeah, and it becomes a problem.
And yelling
a
at
fight
home is what is going to provide the answers. No. Patience is more important when it comes to marriage. Patience is more important in any aspect of your life. Take your time, analyze the situation, analyze what is going on. And even sometimes the approach we use, it's even sometimes not good. The way we say things, it's not good. People revenge because of that, because their partners are not talking to them nicely. It's like they don't appreciate what they do to them.
So when they go out there and another lady treat them with respect, what do you want to eat? And then I serve you, and then how you doing? How was work today? And then you are making your husband, your partner, go out there and receive kindness and love from that lady. And then goes there, eats one day, goes there, eats twice, the third day they are in bed.
So it's up to you. There are so many things. I think somebody have something, Nana Kwame.
Can you read?
Okay, it says, let me
Please.
take him or her like that. He or she might change in the future is the main cause of separation, divorce in this generation. Our parents didn't have their options, but we do have in our time. So it's very okay with them, but our time, we do have choice to marry who we want, so we should choose wisely. It's true. I agree with him.
Nancy, I thank you so much today for all your contributions. I mean, great comments, great comments. Yeah, I mean, he has a perfect, no, I can't say marriage is perfect, but when you see Nana and the wife, if you are saying you want to marry,
there's no marriage without a problem. But the issue is, whatever problem, is it going to lead them to do something bad? Is it going to lead them to cheat or maybe to separate? Every relationship or marriage have a problem. And sometimes, you see, the slightest thing. I know someone that had an issue with a wife because of salt. Salt.
Because of what?
Yes. And
S-A-L-T.
You see, the guy was piling up so many things. Let me tell you, because the guy sometimes do tell me when they go to Costco and go get stuff, that is where the parents of the lady will also come and do their shopping. Like they come to the house and they also pick some of the stuff and take to their house. All those things were bothering the guy, but the guy didn't talk about it. So let me tell you, so they will use the slightest thing against you and they'll be out of their relationship. Because sometimes, let me tell you, some people want something that they can stand on, or that can be a guarantee, or they can do this and I left. So don't give your partner even that opportunity. The best thing for the lady was to just give your mom some money, or you go out there and also do some little shopping and go give to your parents.
It means you are letting your family
Yes.
infiltrate your home. How can you go and do grocery with your husband and then your mother will come and pick the grocery from your home?
All those things was
not
affecting the guy. The slightest chance he had,
Of course.
he left.
And then somebody will say,
Yes.
they never fought. They never. The guy is piling up all these things. What kind of family is this? That even grocery, you come home and take, because things are expensive, especially when there are children. These American kids, they drink a gallon of milk in 3 days. They drink 2 bottles of juices, like a juice in 2 days. They can open water. They open one here. They drink half. They leave it. They open that. At the end of the day, grocery is expensive when you have a child or children at home. So imagine when you have budgeted, like you made a budget for the month for grocery. Maybe this is $400. That is what is going to go into grocery. And your mother-in-law or father-in-law come and take everything. And if there's no food, then the woman will start squeezing up. You can't even take care of us. She has forgotten it's the mother who came and removed the groceries.
There are so many things that, and so many reasons that people give to maybe get rid of their partners. And I'm not saying it's only the men. The women too sometimes have reasons. You see, cheating itself is something that everybody can cheat. But we as individuals, we have to be disciplined. Let me tell you, if you are a guy, you can have women that will be giving you some signals. It is the same way as a woman. Sometimes they even know you are married. It is the same way that some guys will still be chasing you or proposing to you. But the issue is, it's all about discipline. You as the individual have to be a disciplined person. And that is where sometimes some people are not disciplined. Some people sometimes think, oh, if a lady is giving me advances, then I should take advantage of it. And it will lead to cheating. And it will lead to those things. So when it comes to we controlling ourselves in terms of cheating, we need to be disciplined. We need to be open-minded and have discussions with our partner.
And thank you. Hold it right there, because you hit exactly what I wanted to comment on. Hold it, I will let you continue. A friend of mine had come somewhere last year, and told me the husband is always like in bed. He's really like biting her, like biting a breast. Like it's been continuous all the time, all the time, all the time. And she didn't tell him. So when he's biting your breast and you are mourning, and then like he thinks you like what he's doing. So he keeps doing it, not knowing it's hurting you. And you don't have the decency.
I think you're frozen. It's frozen. Okay. Good now. Yeah, it's good now.
Sorry. We went low battery, so let's try and attach the battery so it doesn't cut on us.
And you see, sometimes with such situations, how we say it, let's say if that person, those couples are friends, you can tell your partner nicely, oh, the way you do this is sometimes hurts, so please. And you see, we don't teach our partners. Sometimes we need to teach our partners some of the things that we want.
She say it, and the guy didn't know. So the guy feels like anytime he's doing it, she's mourning and she's happy. Meanwhile, she was hurting. And I said, no, it's your husband. Tell him. She had taken it in a different dimension, coming to complain to me as a friend that the husband is a very mean man. And I said, no, maybe he doesn't know. He said, it's not once, it's not twice, it's every day. And I said, tell him, you are making love with your husband. He's your husband. You married this man. You have to be satisfied, both of you. So if something is painful, why don't you let him know? So I told her to go and tell him. So I think the next time she came, he said, yeah, but she told him, and the reaction alone made her feel sorry, because he was just like, jump. Oh, sorry, I didn't know. And I said, I told you.
And you see, sometimes in situations like that, how you say it is also something that we need to learn and know. You see, the approach to some of the things, you should be calm. Don't go and let your partner feel bad about it. You tell the person nicely, you see, and sometimes, you see, just let them know you're not there to accuse them, but you just want them to know that sometimes when those things happen, it doesn't help you or it doesn't make you feel comfortable. So you tell them the way you want it. And I tell you, every reasonable human being that really, really wants to satisfy their partners will understand you and know that they're not doing that for just their satisfaction, but for your satisfaction too as well. Whoever always think they're doing something for their personal satisfaction, but not the partner, such people are not people to be with. Whoever...
Lack of communication, and you know, this could have ended in a divorce. Because at the back of the mind of the lady, she thinks the husband is mean. Meanwhile, the man didn't even know.
You see, we just have to be very careful. And you see, we all have phones. We all have cell phones. We go on Facebook, WhatsApp, and whatever. Go laugh about those things. Marriage, we need to learn about marriage. We need to read a lot about marriage. When we start reading and we start listening to programs like this, we will be educated on how to handle some of the problems. But if we don't do, you see, all these things that we're doing, it's an education. It's helping somebody somewhere, but you may not know. So it's all about education. We need to learn about marriage. That's it. We need to read about marriages, how to satisfy our partners. What can we do to let them feel comfortable? You see, even with the questions, how can we ask questions? How can we handle problems? Just go read about it.
Okay, so we barely have 10 minutes. I would ask one question and I'll give the floor back to you to wrap up. So after all is said and done, we have really learned. When you are fortunate to come today to meet us still on the program, please share the show, because this might just save somebody's marriage. This might just save somebody's relationship. People invest in relationships 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, 10 years, And then all of a sudden, the man goes marry another woman, or the woman says, I won't marry you. And people will say, they were very nice. So what happened? There is something they fail to communicate. There is something. But I would rather, well, call me an American. I would say I'm fine. I would rather become an American and tell you anything I feel than to become a timid Ghanaian and say, and marry you. And in 1 year, you are suffering in the marriage, but you don't want to leave. Because the same people who are putting the pressure on you to get married, for you to ignore a lot of things to enter into this marriage, when you leave that same marriage, there are still going to be, there's another section of society who are going to say she couldn't stay in her marriage. Even when you are staying in the marriage and you don't have a child, after pushing you to get married, they will not ask you to have a baby. When they push you to have the first baby, they will not say, oh, the baby is only one. They have to give the baby a brother. After the baby comes, oh, this one there, you people will have to try and put up a building so that the children are becoming many. They are living your life for you. Your parents, your people are detecting. They are virtually, there are some women, their mothers are their husbands. Because anything they do in their room, they will go and discuss with their mother. And their mothers will tell them, when you come, tell your husband this. When he comes, tell your husband that. When he tells you this, tell him this. When he doesn't understand, insult him. Some women will tell their children to insult their husbands. Because they have given the children the authority not to respect their husband because they don't like them. But remember, your mother is having your father and she is happy at home. So if she leaves a marriage, when you go home there, and when you're even talking to them, you have to put your hand at your back. Respect in that home. However, she leaves a home and a family to come and detect in your home. At the end of the day, this man can't take it anymore. He goes out there, finds this woman who talks to him nicely, is so nice, and is always talking to him. And many of the time, this man will open up to these girls. What I'm going through in my marriage, I am suffering. And the girl will also take opportunity. By the time you realize your husband is sleeping around and you said that this man is cheating, you caused it. You caused it. And this man, please, when you were taking your vows, there were no kids in the wedding room. At the chapel over there was not a kid in between you. So when your wives can't have babies, you don't even know the reason why. Some men will even help you to go to the extent of having IVF and a lot of things. Some men, they don't even care. Even when the women have to, the doctors need the men to accompany them to the hospitals, they will not go because automatically they conclude that the fault is from the woman. And then, please, men, let's come back to why we are here today. Childlessness was not a vow you took. Okay? You didn't take the vow for childlessness. You took a vow to stay together. So when in case your wife becomes childless, that does not give you the authority to go out there and display your manhood to everybody. You find wearing skirts. They didn't say that. There are some women, they just didn't come into this world to have children. Even though the Bible says God did not create anybody a barren, then we can also say that God did not make anybody sick. There should not be blind people. There should not be lame people. But it's all part of life. When your wife cannot have children, there are alternatives. You can adopt. You can just go and get fresh babies, 2 days old, 3 days old, and you can adopt and bring the children up as your own. That does not mean you have to prove your power as a man. It's not even the fact that they are cheating because the women don't have children. No. It's because they want to prove to their friends that they can father children. So if you do that now, then it means you have been able to disgrace the woman and to expose that the woman is the bearing one, because you have. And then some of these men, they go out there and have kids, and it's not even one that they will say it's a mistake. They go and have more kids with the same woman. So it is deliberate. It is deliberate. Childlessness is a contributing factor to infidelity, to cheating. Should it be, to begin with?
Okay, thank you so much. Well, viewers and listeners, thank you so much for coming on. I hope we will have an opportunity to also get into the reasons why people cheat the next time maybe we come on. Yeah, because we need to go through that so that people will understand, because that can be a guide to help you when you're doing some things that can give you a signal that, oh, whatever I'm doing can maybe lead my partner to cheat, or can affect the relationship or whatever. So we also need to find time one day so that we can talk about why people cheat. And I think it will be of good help. But all that I would say is, since that we're coming to an end of this program, let us be rational human beings. Let us ask questions.
Yes.
Let your partner be your friend. Understand that you're not there for the satisfaction of your parents. If I say you're not there for the satisfaction of your parents, I'm not saying don't take care of your parents. You take care of your parents, but there are some type of decisions that sometimes you don't have to allow them in. And don't be bullied or don't be influenced by your family when it comes to whatever pertains in your marriage. Don't be the remote control type whereby your parents will be somewhere else and they'll be controlling your marriages, pressing things in your marriages, telling you what to do and what not to do. Let me tell you, if you keep listening too much to the outside world, it's really, really going to affect your marriage or your relationship, because somebody can divorce you because of that. If you want an advice, please, if you want a solution to something, don't go ask your parents and come tell your partner, oh, this is what my mom said, or this is what my dad said. You guys are adults, and you have decided to come together to get married. If there is a problem, the two of you have to come up with a solution. Then, in case you need an external help, you can reach out to the family. But don't let them be. You reaching out to the family should be a decision of the two of you. Please keep everything to yourself. Let whatever happens in that marriage stay in that marriage. Have discussions. That is the only thing that can solve the problem. That is all that I can.
Rosa Machampo, thank you for joining
That
us.
is all
We
I
are
can
wrapping
say.
up.
Please ask questions. When you're not starting a relationship, boyfriend, girlfriend, please, whatever is on your mind that is bothering you, that you need to know, ask questions. This should be part of your dating time. Questions and answers time. You should have a day, you should have a moment whereby just the two of you, you can be asking questions. Because one, that will help you understand who you are getting yourself involved with. That will also help you understand and even know much about your partner. That will help you know how your partner relates with the family, with the parents. Please, one advice that I will give, it doesn't matter what goes on in your marriage or it doesn't matter what goes on in your family. It is not everybody that is matured that understands things. With me, I'm so mature. So it's yes, I can say it clear. I'm matured. So it's not it's not
Yeah,
it's not
and that's
anything
true.
that my wife tells me about maybe her family that I'm going to take it personal, that I'm going to use it against them, against her. But the issue is, it's not everybody that might be like me. There are some people, when you
Exactly.
tell them bad things about your family, oh, this auntie is not good, this auntie is this person is this, you are building something negatively on your partner's mind, and it can affect your marriage. Let me tell you, like family members that have issues with you, when you tell your wife about them or your husband about them, your husband will develop something against those people. A time will come, maybe an elderly person in the family will notice, no, these two people are not talking. And I just don't like the situation. They sit you guys down, and you guys right now are cool. And you guys are
And you are
back
blood.
because you built something on the minds of your partners. When they see them, it's still there. So their reaction towards your family members will be so negative that it's going to affect you yourself. So please, it is not anything that you tell your partner. That is, I'm saying, me, I'm mature enough. And with me, I always think of the present because I don't want to waste my energy and my time and my brains thinking about the past issues. Whatever you tell me that is negative, I don't have to let that have an impact on me, because if I'm not careful, that can direct me on what to do. Some people are being influenced because of what they.
Brianna Bedford, thank you
This
for
is an
joining us.
advice.
We
This
are
is an
wrapping up.
advice.
Please go on.
If your partner is not mature enough, keep things to yourself, especially things relating to the family. Keep it to yourself, because it will come back and haunt you. That is all I can say.
It's not difficult marrying
Well,
somebody who is not matured. They take everything, like they interpret
that
everything
is why I'm
differently.
saying ask questions. Asking questions will let you know if the person is mature. Because let's say you start asking questions, then within the next 3 months, the partner does something that can let you know, this person is not mature. Maybe you just had a little fight. Then whatever you told them, they're using it against you. That will let you know that person is not mature.
Mm.
The issue is, if you love someone,
Yeah.
you don't use their negative stuff against them, whether you are with them or you're not with them. That makes you a mature person. When there is a problem, you help them provide solutions to it. But you don't add up more fire to it. That makes you a mature person.
Yeah. Also, some of the reasons why some people don't communicate is that, just like you said, you hit a nail right there. You tell them, you speak to your men from your heart, you pour it out. And when there is a lot of problems, Kai, I deal with the best, or you tell a woman about your, maybe, let's talk like adults. Maybe you are having problem in bed, you have early ejaculation or something, and maybe you are bold enough to discuss with your wife. Do something to annoy her, she will
Well,
tell the whole world. Why are
okay,
people
with
like
our
that?
community, that is how it is. We see that when you guys are not there, or it's always about disgracing someone. Whenever there is a problem, we want to push the problem on people. We always want to push us or have excuses. This is the reason why I did this. This is the reason. You see, those things are really
Yes.
affecting the community. It's about time we start keeping quiet and find solutions to our problems. And we think, oh, disgracing people. You just see what is going on. Good married couples, immediately they separate, then people will start talking against, oh, now to say this person was like that. Those people, they both
Mhm.
not mature. It's not important. It's not important. Well, that is how I see it.
They will destroy your name. They will tell people things which were true, things which were not true, things you did, things you didn't do. Just keep talking and talking and talking.
Are mindset.
And I'm like,
you see, from our childhood, that is what we've been seeing, and we've grown with it. But it's about time that we grow within ourselves too, and understand that those mindsets are not helping us. We need a better mindset. You see, me and my wife, right now, we have come up with a saying. We've come up with a saying or something that we always talk about. You see, let me put it out there. It's funny though, but let me put it out there. Because of our mindset, because of the way we think, sometimes we want to compare ourselves to the outside world. Let me tell you, there are some things that we do in our communities whereby those outside there, they don't do it. So their way of thinking is different from our way of thinking. So when you see kids out there developing stuff, and when you see our kids not moving up there, it's not their fault. Because our way of thinking is different. So we put that mentality in them that, or they've witnessed it. If somebody is doing something, just get angry, break things, start throwing things out at them. When you shout, that makes you a man, and those things. So they grow to live with it. They think that is the right way, but that is not the right way. So it's all about mindset, and it will take time. And these things are being done individually. Until the individual person will understand and identify that those things are things that are not helping us, let us change from it. It's not going to help. So all that I would say is we all need to have a total change of mindset. Those things that are not helping, just put it aside and move on with those things that will help you, period. Our mind is everything. So please, let us build our mind. Let us be disciplined. I think I'm talking too much. Let's end.
No, that is the truth. I mean, today is the first day you have. Will break me down. Like you made me soft. I couldn't even ask a lot of questions.
Yeah.
You are speaking the truth.
Thank you for that. But all that I would say is let us be disciplined. That's it. Okay. Let us be disciplined. Yeah. Oh, sorry. You were saying something.
The next time we're gonna talk about what actually constitutes cheating.
Yeah, we need to talk about it. We need to learn all those things because it will help us. It will straighten our way of thinking and doing.
And then respect will come in, communication will come in, then a lot of things will come in. And now Kwame says, thank you. You really said it all. Thank you so much, Nana. Share the video for us. You have really been. Nana is more than a second guest today. He has really been a great contributor. Thank you so much on the Narrator Show. So this is where time will permit us. My guest, St. John, is not new on this show. Every Thursday at 6, we have the very Reverend Moses Enchi, Ebenezer Methodist Church, College Park, as the guest, and that will be our reunion. And on Mondays at 6, we have
Positivity with
the Mondays
Reverend
program?
Ajay. Yeah.
Positivity. But I saw that counselor who came on your show. I think after her, the Reverend Minister also came. That lady is super power.
I won't request it. She's in London. Yeah.
She's the one. Oh, I've seen her under my video before.
Yeah.
She's the one.
And also, can I put in this, please? Oh, okay.
Please go ahead.
Please, I would like you guys to follow the Narrator Show. Talk about it. You see, sometimes when people are building something that is good, we don't support them. Please, as a community, let us support what they're doing, because at the end of the day, it is educating someone, it is helping someone out there. If this program is not there, maybe whatever we discussed today, you wouldn't have heard about it. So please, let us encourage each and everyone with whatever they're doing. And next time, let us try and come in with our contributions like the way Nana was doing. And it's really, really going to help.
Yes.
And also, please, asking you to follow me as well, St. John, and also St. John on Facebook and on YouTube, Kwamet TV. There is a series that is coming up.
Yes.
Kwamet TV. Just spell Kwame, add T to it. It becomes Kwamet space TV. It's not Kwame TV. I know immediately you start typing Kwame TV will come. It's not Kwame. Kwamet. Add the T space TV and just subscribe to the channel, because there are a whole lot of series right now coming up. We're trying to showcase the community on our platform with businesses and stuff like that. We also have a good app also coming up. So in case you're listening and you own your own business, please get in touch, because the app will be out very soon and we're going to launch it.
And talk of
Yeah,
KTN,
and also
KTA.
with KTA Mobile. With KTA Mobile is a Ghanaian that came up with that phone, and I'm the social media strategist for KTA Mobile. So also be patronizing KTA Mobiles. We have new ones coming up, which are
Let's help our own. Coffee. Let's help our own. If you have money to buy Samsung, I don't use Samsung, so I don't know their notes. Fair enough. If you have money to buy iPhone 12 Pro Max like me, 13, fair enough. But then if you are the kind who like that kind of KTA phone, please don't go and buy it from somewhere. Buy it from the Ghanaian owned company. It is amazing how a Ghanaian can build from the scratch a telephone certified in America. It has camera, everything. You can have the social media networks, everything is on it. It's amazing, because the highest Ghanaian would do is to open a group home, or to open his own practice as a doctor or a nurse, or become a psychologist and open the consultation office or something. But for a Ghanaian to build technology in America, let us support our own. With that much I do, if you are not the Facebook person and you are always roaming on YouTube, fair enough. The Narrator Show, now we have the opportunity of loading it back onto YouTube. It's Esaaba Haizel TV. When you want to follow me on Facebook, it's Esaaba Haizel. And you know, as soon as you type Esaaba Haizel, there will be like 200 million Esaaba Haizels, because every first lady in the Haizel family is called Esaaba Haizel. Every first girl. So what we're going to let you know, it is me, is that my ministry, Esaaba Haizel, the apple of God's eye ministry, will follow. Immediately, Esaaba Haizel music ministry will follow. So that is when you will know you are following me on my regular time Facebook space. That is where we do the Narrator Show. Yeah, so that is Esaaba Haizel. When you go to Instagram, I'm going to be I am Esaaba Haizel. When you go to Twitter, it is Esaaba Haizel 1. And then on YouTube, it's Esaaba Haizel TV. And follow Kwamet TV on YouTube. Follow St. John on Facebook. Like I told you, Thursdays and Mondays at 6. As soon as you log in there, I shared his program like 10 times, because I couldn't just get enough of it. I just kept sharing and kept sharing. And I just, if you watch it, you will notice. I kept sharing and sharing, because I'm like, wow, people should hear this. That a woman lady was powerful. And then that man of God, who that the positivity, Please just
Thank you.
experience St. John. And God will bless you. Thank you for staying on with that for close to 2 hours. So,
Thank you.
and they are still here. Thank you. Come again your way. Ekuba Coffee, thank you for coming. Nana, thank you so much for today. Regina Beckford, thank you so much. Rose Amma Achampon, thank you so much. Knock, is that not Kench? I'm sorry if I didn't mention your name. Thank you, but you know I'm trying to mention it right. Antoinette Nance Owusu Ayi, thank you so very much for joining us. Henrietta Gansa, thank you so much for joining us. Fifi Aaron, thank you so much. And Ekua Kunedu, Unamisha Watson, Nana Frimpong.
Esaaba,
so
can
much.
I please leave? But please do call me. I just want to have a conversation with you, please. So I'm leaving. I'll be off. Yeah, I'll be off.
Okay.
Thank you so much, guys. Bye.
Okay. Thanks to all. Yakramo.